I feel like I'm not even the one living my own life. Like, I'm not even the one controlling this body and thinking these thoughts and talking into this microphone right now. And this is something I've experienced pretty much my entire life, but especially in the last few years, it's just like, I just feel like things happen around me and I react, like I move around and I say things, but even as I'm doing something in the moment, I feel more like I'm an outside observer and I'm just watching my life rather than me being the one actually living it. And I don't know if this is normal, maybe it is, but I was thinking the other day and I realized whenever I think back on an old memory, the way I visualize it in my head, I'm not seeing the memory through my own eyes like how I actually experienced it, but it's like I'm watching the memory unfold as if it was a recording. Like there was a camera in the ceiling pointing down at an angle recording the action. So I literally do see my own memories in third person. And I don't know, maybe that's how it is for everyone. And maybe the truth is that my life actually isn't real. Maybe my life is just a simulation and that's why my memories are in third person because they didn't actually ever happen. And it's hard to explain, but that's how my day-to-day life is too, or that's what it feels like. I mean, literally, I am seeing the world through my own eyes. I interface with the world and I feel things, I hear things, I smell things with my own senses, but it still feels like I'm really just watching it all happen. Like it feels like I'm just a passive observer and I'm just watching my life happen. And maybe all this is, it could be something like my brain is just recording my experiences in third person, but the recording is happening so fast, it's almost in real time. So, like, as soon as I do something like lift my arm up or whatever, I'm almost instantly viewing it in the way my brain was recording it, but I don't know. And I guess it doesn't matter anyway. And I don't know if that even made sense, what I just said, but it's a strange feeling. And there are times when this effect is more pronounced than usual, because usually I think I can still manage to actually react to my environment. But there's been times where it was just 100% like I was just watching things go down, like I'm watching TV, and I actually didn't react to my environment when I should have. Like I remember one time as a kid during a baseball game, I was on first base and I had a teammate on second base, and there was a wild pitch. So my teammate tried to steal third, and the catcher tried to throw him out, but that was a wild throw. So the ball went all the way into left field, and my teammate easily stole all the way home. And during all this, like, I clearly remember seeing all this happen, but it's like I was just watching it all and I had no control. And so I just stood there on first base when I should have easily been able to at least make it to second, and realistically, I probably could have made it to third with no trouble. And after all that, I just kind of snapped out of it and I turned my head and I saw my first base coach and he was just like, "Hey, welcome back to Earth. You know we're playing baseball right now, right?" And this was like 25 years ago, so I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was something like that. And I remember being confused when he said that because I just felt like, what was I supposed to do? I'm just here watching the game. And it took me a minute to realize, wait, no, I should have been running. I'm not watching the game. I'm in the game. I'm supposed to be participating in this game. And then after the game on the way home, my dad asked me like, "Where the hell were you during that whole thing?" And I remember I said something like, "I don't know, the coach never told me to run." Because I actually did believe that at the time, because in the moment I didn't hear him say anything. But my dad was like, "Yes, he did. He was yelling at you to run the whole time." And I don't know. I realized I didn't even notice the coach saying anything to me because in that moment, I felt like I was just watching the game. So even though I actually did hear the coach yelling, "Run, run, run," it just never crossed my mind that he was talking to me. And I know that's a fairly inconsequential thing, it's just youth baseball, and I think actually we still won that game anyway. But sometimes I wonder, what if I was frozen like that in observer mode sometime when it actually mattered? Like, what if a truck was barreling down the road straight at me and I just stood there watching, not realizing, hey, I'm actually just standing there in the path of this truck? Or even something less extreme, like, what if the baby I'm supposed to be taking care of What if he was crying because he was hungry or something and I was just frozen, And I left him there crying and just, I don't even want to think about that. But I looked it up and there's something called depersonalization, derealization disorder, which sounds pretty similar to the way I feel. So I guess I'm not the only person that feels like this, but I don't know if the depersonalization disorder is really the same thing because it says on the Wikipedia page for it that it's characterized by brief episodes like what I'm describing. But in my case, I feel like this pretty much all the time. And I don't know, it's weird because I feel like I'm just an outside observer to my own life, but at the same time, I do have intense anxiety where I'm always overthinking every little thing and I'm always worrying about what other people think of me. And it seems paradoxical because if I don't even feel like I'm actually me, then why am I so anxious about what other people think? Maybe I'm just really empathetic or something. But really, what I think it is, I do actually know logically that I am me and I am the one living my life. So just because it feels like I'm just an observer, I'm still super anxious in any kind of social situation because really I do know this is my life. Like, even if I might feel like I'm just watching myself get laughed at by a group of women as they walk by, I'm still the one that is going to feel that sting of humiliation. And something I just thought of just now, maybe my crippling social anxiety is the whole reason I feel this way. Maybe this is just something my brain does automatically to try to cope with the constant emotional torture I'm always experiencing. I mean, it's obviously not working, but that's how it is sometimes. It could be like how an allergic reaction is caused by your immune system trying to protect you from a foreign substance. Your immune system detects a potentially harmful substance and it overreacts in a way that's even more harmful than the thing it was trying to protect you from in the first place. So maybe this is all just a coping response gone wrong. Like, say I'm at the grocery store and I need to get something from the pharmacy, but the pharmacist is an attractive woman. True story, by the way. Well, maybe my brain detects some emotional pain is going to happen, so it tries to protect me by trying to trick me into thinking that this isn't even real or that I'm not actually the one experiencing the situation. I'm just watching it. Whatever it is, though, it's weird because I don't think it's necessarily a bad feeling to feel like I'm not actually living my life, like my life isn't actually real. Because when I think about it, it is kind of comforting to imagine this is all just a bad dream and maybe I'll wake up eventually and I'll roll over and see my beautiful wife lying there next to me in our king-size bed. And I'll actually have the energy to get out of bed and be productive. And I'll get out of bed and I'll walk over to my home studio, fully decked out with all the highest quality recording equipment and high-powered computers for video editing. And I'll log into YouTube Studio and I'll check the analytics and I'll see that my latest video uploaded last night is already at 1 million views. And I'll check the comment section and all the comments are positive and nobody thinks I work for the CIA. Then my wife comes in with a cup of coffee for me and a bagel. And baby is there too, but he's older and he's not a normie, but he's still popular in school and he's good at sports. And we'll all go to the park later that evening to watch baby's baseball game. And he's the starting pitcher. And everybody stands up and cheers when he hits an out of the park walk-off home run to end the game. Then we'll stop to pick up pizza on the way home, and we end the night just relaxing in the living room, watching a movie. And then I take a shower and brush my teeth while my wife helps baby with his homework. And then I get into the bed and I'm just about to fall asleep when suddenly I feel the gentle caress of my wife's lips against my ear, and she whispers, "You can't go to sleep yet. We haven't even..." Well, whatever, you get the point. But seriously though, I do think this whole depersonalization thing, if that's actually even what this is, I think it's probably a negative thing overall because, well, like I already mentioned, it could cause me to not react in a crucial moment, but it also, I think it contributes to the emotional numbness I've been feeling more and more lately. And you might think numbness would be preferable to the pain and suffering I'd probably be experiencing otherwise. But at least if I'm suffering, I have a reference point for what feeling bad is so that I can actually know when I feel good. Because this numbness I've been feeling, it really makes it feel like life's hardly even worth living. But at times in my life when I felt more depressed, even though the majority of my time was miserable, I would still occasionally have moments of catharsis or even just like a couple hours spent watching a good movie where, in those brief moments, I actually felt kind of good. But for me right now, if I watch a good movie, it would just be like I'm watching me watch a movie, you know? And I would still be able to recognize it's a good movie, but it wouldn't make me feel good. I just feel the same as always. And honestly, I know that probably doesn't make much sense, but it's a difficult thing to understand. I don't know, man. I'm just numb. I feel numb all the time. Like I don't feel good, I don't feel bad. I just kind of feel like I feel like my life isn't even real, you know? It just feels like I mean, I keep saying, it just feels like I'm just an outside observer watching my life happen, but that's what it is. That is what it feels like. And yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter anyways.